Hello, everyone. My name is Ozmourn. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. And it is time for Gunbrella Any %. I'm so excited to show this off. I absolutely love this game. This is a game published by Devolver Digital, made by an indie developer studio known as Doinksoft. And I absolutely love all the work that they've done with this game. They've also made Roboto Gato, if any of you have played that game.
Gato Roboto.
Oh, Gato Roboto, you're right. You're so right. You're so right. I got the name wrong. I switched it. It's early. I'm a little tired, but we're good. They are absolutely amazing developers, and this is a bit of different style from Gato Roboto, but absolutely amazing nonetheless. But we're going to go straight into the game, and then we're going to do some introductions here with our commentators, mainly because it starts with a pretty long cutscene. And by pretty long, I just mean like a minute or two. And so we're going to start here. Go to File 1. I'm just going to erase this real quick. And as soon as we select the difficulty for easy, that's when the time will begin. Will my back couch help me count down? So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. All right. So, starting from the left side over here, we got.
Hello, I am Zik. I am a fellow speedrunner of this game and speedrunner of many video games.
Yes.
Passing it off to my left.
I'm Allison 8-Bit. I beat Oz in a race of this game like the week the game came out. It was great.
Yes. And then I beat you in the race for Skater Gator 3D at AGDQ, and so we're even now. And over here on the far right.
Hello, I am blackheartwings. I don't know anything about this game, so we're all going to learn about this together, I guess.
Yes, we have the full spectrum of knowledge. A person who has ran this game many times, a person who ran this game once, and a person who has never seen this game before. So I'm hoping you all will have a wonderful time with each and every person's reactions and advice that they give to this. So, what is Gunbrella? Well, as the name implies, you have a gun that is also an umbrella. And I think that's it. I think that's all we need to explain. Right?
I think we're good.
Yeah, I think. Roll credits. That's the end of the run.
No roll credits, just an hour of silence.
Yeah,
Are you sure it's not an umbrella that's also a gun?
Oh, wait. Why would you make me think this? But we play as a person named Murray. As you can see in this opening cutscene, we went out to get food, and once we come back, something terrible has happened at our house. We go to investigate, and our wife has been killed, and our child has been kidnapped. And the only thing left at the crime scene is a gun that is also an umbrella.
Ketchup.
And a lot of ketchup, yeah.
So much ketchup.
There's ketchup, no worries
That
about
was
it.
an absurd amount of ketchup.
But, Zik, would you like to explain kind of like the basics behind Gunbrella, some of the stuff that we're going to be seeing in this run, movements, basic tech, stuff like that?
Yeah, so the movement tech in this game is really cool. One of the main features of the Gunbrella, other than, being a gun, the umbrella portion of it is that you get this cool dash ability with the umbrella. And we're going to be using movement. I always like to say it's kind of similar if you have watched Celeste speedrunning to like how the wave dashing looks. It looks the same way, where Ozmourn's going to be using this dash ability into the ground a lot to reset it and maximize how much speed that he's going to get off of the umbrella. So you're going to see a lot of cool movement here with this umbrella. The umbrella also has the feature when it's open to reflect objects, projectiles. So we're going to be seeing the umbrella be used for that as well.
Did you just dip into acid?
It's just water. It's just dirty lake water, no worries.
Okay, I was concerned.
Yeah. But yeah, as Zik said, the movement is most similar to wave dashing from Celeste. It doesn't work exactly like it, but that's just the easiest comparison that we can make.
It looks very similar.
Yeah, this is an introduction to combat. It's easy. Just shoot enemy and enemy die. That's pretty much the basics of that kind of enemy. Those are the gorehounds. The gorehounds, they will be very, they won't attack you that much. They don't have any projectiles, unlike the other enemies that we're going to be seeing here. And as long as you are within a safe distance from them, they should be fine.
So you bullied them.
Yes, exactly. In this first area, Outer King Station, there's this old lady or old man. Actually, they're giving very gender. I don't know what gender they are. And so the request that they're giving us is they want rats for some reason. They just like it.
They just like them.
That's the only reason that they want it. And so we're going to get 3 rats from the sewers right here. We're going to get 3 rats. We're also going to get a bandage over here for safety. Rat full. You can only hold 3 of any particular item in your inventory. And so in this case, we got 3 full rats. So this entire intro sequence in Outer King Station is to A, teach you the inventory system, and also B, teach you how to do combat with all the gorehounds and stuff. We're going to see harder enemies as we go along, but here we're going to do some small talking to this guy because he needs to have some progression for us here. We need to talk to him about fishing specifically, and we're also going to be talking about the Gunbrella afterwards. But you're also seeing me spam through text pretty quickly, and the reason that I'm doing that is because I am playing on mouse and keyboard. Mouse and keyboard is technically the fastest way to play this game, only because, first and foremost, when you spam through text, you have 2 buttons to spam through. It's left click and also E, but on controller, you can only spam through 1 button. Which is just, I think, just the A button on most controllers. We're gonna go over here to Orwell Station, and that's where the next area is gonna be. Zik, what other fabulous things can you do that are easier on keyboard and not quite on controller?
Don't make me talk about it.
I would love for you to talk about it, as a matter of fact.
So yes, I notoriously speedrun everything on controller, whether it's faster or not. So I speedrun this game on controller. A lot of the tricks and stuff, like Ozmourn said, a lot of the keybinds, not only can you have multiple keybinds, but you can hit them very fast on mouse and keyboard. So there are a lot of not only text dialogue, but there are also tricks and stuff like firing the gun, which you can do it at a much faster rate on mouse and keyboard than you can on a controller, unfortunately.
Yeah. And Allison, what is your experience with speedrunning this game, and how you first kind of interacted with this game when it comes to controller versus keyboard mouse?
Yeah, so controller's really comfy for the game, but the aiming makes it a way harder, like especially with the movement tech that we also requires aiming. It was great at first, and then we found just the fastest movement by far is just requires a very precise angle. You can do it with controller, but it's just,
yeah,
unfortunately slower.
Everything in this game is theoretically possible on controller, and I do want to emphasize that because this game is on Switch, and so if you want to speedrun this game, we don't have a console split. That's just only because no one has bothered to do a speedrun of it on Switch. But I would split the console boards if anyone were to submit a run on Switch. That's for sure.
Osmourn can attest to my time, but I think I have a fairly good time in the game solely on controllers, so it's definitely a viable option to speedrun the game.
It's definitely a viable option, especially for those who want to run it on console. So, Gabby, how are you feeling so far about this game? What you've seen?
I mean, I'm just fascinated. What is this umbrella coated with that it can deflect bullets?
That's a great question, and I don't think the game actor actually explains it.
That's my big thing right now. It's
with
what
the
is this?
gun.
What is this umbrella made of?
Gun.
Okay.
It's made with
I don't know what I expected.
All right, the code is Tasty Pill Seems Wonderful. You're going to talk to Bill's Pills after talking to the guards over there, and he's going to give you a code, and you actually do have to pay attention to what the code is. You cannot just spam through the text. It's random every single time you play the game, so we're going to do Tasty Pill Seems Wonderful. Thank you. I always forget what the third one is. I was just like, oh, I forgot. I immediately forgot it, but thank you.
I was repeating it in my mind. I was like, don't forget, don't forget.
But now we're in the Orwell sewers. Honestly, the Orwell sewers is a bit of a difficulty spike in comparison to the outer Orwell station that we just saw earlier. And also, this is the first section that we're going to be really focusing on killing enemies and waiting for drops to happen, because enemies will sometimes drop spoils, sometimes they'll drop pelts, or they will drop eyeballs, specifically the gorehounds.
Kind of like dropping nothing right
now. Yeah, they're not giving me great drops right here. Dang, okay. They're really not giving me anything. That's kind of rude, actually.
You're really looking for the gorehounds will drop gorehound pelts, the frogs can drop eyeballs, and both of those sell for really good money.
Why do they drop eyeballs?
Yeah.
They have eyeballs.
Yeah.
They gotta drop something, right?
Exactly.
Well, maybe not.
But yeah, those are just 2 things that they can drop as spoils, or that you can therefore sell for money later. And you need a lot of money for a lot of very specific ammo that we're going to be using throughout the game and using a lot of glitches towards. But let's get a lore update. Zig, where are we at right now?
Yeah, so we are in the other side of Orwell. There was a barrier put up, and that was the mayor, and he's off to wonderful places. He got kidnapped. So the town is in a panic because the mayor got kidnapped by the Cult 45.
There's a lot of kidnapping going on in this game.
There sure is. Yeah. Also, why doesn't he just walk through the he just waited for them so patiently to pull the drawbridge up? You could have just killed them and just gone.
What are them kids up to?
Yeah,
kidnapping the mayor.
Exactly. I mean, we can avoid this entire sequence of going through the sewers again, getting the key, going through the secret exit. If he had just I don't know, shot the guy. But story has to story, plot has to plot. You know how it goes. But now we're going to go back into the sewers. We're going to go into a secret entrance into the Cult 45 hideout that we're going to be going through here. I will say, now we're going through a little bit of transition area. Now would be a solid time for our first few donations, HockeyBabbler, if you have any.
Absolutely. You've got lots of love pouring in. I've got a $5 donation from Satan Her Ozmourn, who says, "Hi Oz, I'm so proud of you for getting Gunbrella into GDQ. You're giving it your best shot. I just hope the elevator sequence doesn't rain on your parade. You're the best and we love you so much. I can't be there in person, but love from the back couch in spirit."
Oh, thank you so much. You can do one more.
Yeah, I've also got a $50 donation from The Arsted, who says, "Another banger from the one and only Ozmourn. Good luck, man. You're going to do great. Let's get that secret ending. Hype."
Yes. And speaking of the, thank you so much, T-Hurst, for that wonderful donation. And speaking of the secret ending, that incentive is going to close once I, a few seconds after I defeat the final boss. I'm going to ask very clearly if it gets met at that point. But make sure you get those donations in soon because we're approaching the first boss. I said final boss, first boss I meant. We're approaching the first boss here very soon. So once we finish that boss, that's when the donation incentive will have to close.
Oh, that's not a lot of time.
Yeah, that's not a lot of time. So please get those donations in now. But right now we're in the Cult 45 hideout, and we're introduced to the most annoying enemy in this game, which is known as the Sorcerers. The Sorcerers will essentially just throw a ball of magic at you. And the reason that they're annoying is because A, the balls of magic will home in on you, and B, the Sorcerers can be off screen and they will still try to hurt you. Combined in that with the homing is just the most annoying combination in the world.
We got a drop.
Oh, we got a drop. Yes. Also, speaking of drops, sometimes you saw that in the sewers we got like a chest that gave us 25 gold. Sometimes enemies will just drop 25 gold on their own, and if we get that, that's like one of the more ideal drops. It takes a little bit of time to collect it, but especially if you're low on pelt drops, it's pretty worth it to grab it.
Yeah, Oz is not exaggerating. The magic balls from the Sorcerers, they will follow you to the ends of the earth. They are very annoying.
They're so I don't know if you remember how bothersome they were, Allison, when you first played this.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, they were not great to deal with. I'm going to be going a little bit on my way here in certain cases to kill as many enemies here. My God, none of them. I mean, I got a red apple.
You got an apple.
I got an apple. That's worth something.
Is that like $5?
These cultists may be evil, but I really like their little robes. I don't know what's going on. I'm just
I love this, yes.
observing.
Also, I would like to point out the fact that Murray has a very long scarf that increases in length depending on how fast you're going, which is a very wonderful detail. As you can see, when you hear that music that you heard in that room and you see like the doors locked, that's essentially a combat sequence in which the game will not allow you to leave the room till all the enemies are cleared. Some of them will be very easy, other ones will be very, very annoying. But we are about to approach the boss here, but first and foremost, we're going to just make our way through here, and I'm actually going to get one thing to make this next boss fight a little bit faster, which is a grenade over here. Certain of these chests will have specific ammo types that are very nice. And also some of the enemies also dropped shotgun shells, which are really, really helpful for the next boss. Essentially, combining that with the grenade will make this next boss go really fast. I'm going to save here just for safety. But as I'm going in here, if Zik, you want to explain how this next boss is going to go.
Yeah, so this boss is Baby, and...
And he means that literally, the boss's name is Baby.
Yes, absolutely. And so, like Oz said, he picked up that grenade, and so he's going to start the fight by lobbing this grenade at the boss, and then switching to probably the rifle rounds to shoot at Baby, and then switch back to the normal bullets. So there are the different ammo types in this game, and your standard ammo type is infinite. You have infinite shots of that, but all the other ammo types are limited on how you have to pick them up or buy them. So we have one single grenade we'll lob, and then 12 of these rifle rounds, which are a 3-round burst. So he's going to expend those.
As you can see, we're already down over half of health.
Yeah, that's a lot of health done.
If you can get 12 or more rifle rounds, that's actually so much damage you do to him.
Mm-hmm. And then we'll just finish it off with what we have left, which is the default infinite shotgun blast.
If you stay near the center, typically he does this like back and forth movement, so it's not too hard to avoid him. Come on. Oh, and sometimes he likes to do that. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
There, first boss down. Perfect. This incentive is going to close in like 30 seconds, HockeyBabbler. Have we met it? I gotta know.
Unfortunately, we did not meet it. I do want to thank everyone who put in their donations to unlock the secret ending, but thank you so much for that.
No worries at all. Sometimes these things just happen. So this is Goldenrod. She's dead.
Oh,
Yeah. So there was this side quest. You were supposed to talk to this woman. What is her name again? Does anyone remember? Does anyone remember? I think it was Scarlet.
Sorry.
I think it was Scarlet. But I could be wrong. I completely forgot her name. But you're supposed to talk to this one woman in Orwell City, and she was just like, "Oh, can you like my friend Goldenrod hasn't appeared in days. Could you please send this letter to her?" And that is Goldenrod right there. She gave us a letter, and then immediately died because of the wraiths.
hey, what are these floating eyeballs?
They are wraiths.
Eyeball monsters.
So the wraiths, they appeared the moment that we killed the boss. They're essentially demons in which you cannot kill them. You can only stun them, and then they will eventually reform and come back.
I don't like them.
Yes, they're very nice. So we were here to free the mayor, and now we're able to free them.
here.
Yes, and we're just able to crank it back down. All right, wonderful. I'm not going to save here only because the moment you take the train, your health refills and you get an automatic save point. But right now we are just like waiting for this conversation with the mayor to end. So HockeyBabbler, if you have more to say, you can do so right now.
You got it. I got a $50 donation from Jules. Jules, who says, too early to think of a comment. Good luck with the run.
Thank you, Jules.
I've also got a $100 donation from Parasol that says, what other weapons would you combine with an umbrella? We've got Gunbrella, Parasword, Umbrelance. What else?
Okay, Parasword kind of hits hard though.
It does.
All right.
Correct.
So, Allison, where are we going right now?
We're going to Allendale.
What is Allendale? What is
Allendale's-
important about Allendale?
It's the first main town. It's like where most of our stuff's gonna be happening. There's a shop here. I heard we like shopping.
Yeah, and Allendale has a lot going for it, and we're just going to skip all of it, as a matter of fact. We only care about one thing here, and that is the shop. And the shop is going to give us a very specific type of ammo known as saw blades. First and foremost, we're going to sell everything that we have, and we're going to just max out on saw blades. We should have enough? Question mark?
Hopefully.
With all of the... We've had a few drops, and of course enemies just naturally drawing money, but we also got the chest in the sewers, so hopefully we have enough money here. This is Super Bill's bills. This is not to be confused with the Bill's bills that we saw before.
It's just a common name.
It's just a common name, he's right. And so we're gonna buy some saw blades here.
So for a moment, you ran us by
Yeah.
a ton of Bill's
There we
pill.
go. All right, beautiful. All right, there we go. So we're gonna buy saw blades. Thankfully, we were able to max out. The reason that we're gonna buy saw blades is because with the saw blades, you were able to, first and foremost, I need to make sure that I hit the right area here. You have no idea how easy it is for you to accidentally hit the wrong area and lose like 20 seconds because you cannot call the train again and then like choose the right area. You have to take the train to where you said it was gonna go and then choose the train again once you get there.
Here's pretty easy to pick the right station on controller.
It really is.
You're so right. But we're going to change to our saw blades right here because this game has what I like to call the backwards long jump effect, in which the developers forgot to put a backwards cap on the backward speed that a person can accumulate in this game. And so we have the saw blades here, and every time you have a saw blade, every time you shoot a saw blade, you get like shot backwards in the direction. What is this?
Oh,
What? Why am I not?
Murray, we need you to jump.
There we go.
There we go.
Oh, nope, that's not on the height. There we go. What? I've literally never struggled in this before in my life.
This is like, this ledge that Oz is going to get on is honestly like using this bounce with the umbrella. It's like literally like max height for Murray here.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. And I don't understand how or why I'm messing this up. My goodness, I promise you this is impressive.
But yeah, so Oz,
There we go.
There we go.
That don't clap for that. That should not have been hard. That should not have been hard. This is the part you're supposed to clap for. There we go.
There we
I just did a glitch.
the hard part.
That's the hard part. I did like the easiest part. It took forever to do the easiest part, and then the hard part you did the first try. Okay. So what we just did right there, every time that you shoot a saw blade, you get shot backwards from the direction that you shot the saw blade in. And every time that happens, you accumulate more and more speed. And on a keyboard and mouse, you have 2 buttons to shoot projectiles, which is K and also left click. And so when you do that, you can just spam saw blades, and you will accumulate more speed, and eventually you will clip through the screen. And so you immediately go to the right screen. And just very conveniently, Mount Sajeka, the beginning of Mount Sajeka, is directly to the right of where the base camp is. And I don't think you understand when I say that that's saved like 15 minutes worth of time.
I was going to say, if you haven't played this game before, that is a very large skip in terms of story.
But what are we doing here on Mount Sajeka right now, Zik?
Yeah, so we are climbing Mount Sajeka. Basically, as I said at the beginning, we are trying to find our kidnapped child. We know that someone, Max, has taken them, and we are trying to hunt them down. And our hint is that they are at the top of the mountain. So we're going to track them down. And also, we're watching nature at its finest right now. That's just nature.
Yeah, wonderful. You know,
The circle of life.
the circle of life. But yeah, Mount Sajeka is the first place where runs can go to die, only because these enemies are like really difficult to deal with. And of course, there's also, bottomless pits you have to deal with. And every time you do that, you have to start the room over. And I would really rather not die right now, because if you die at all, the last save point that you had was at the bottom of the mountain, and so you would have to do this entire mountain all over again, which is would be disappointing. But we're doing pretty good so far.
Yeah. You'll also notice that on a lot of these ledges, you'll see these blue, icy-looking patches, and those are areas that Oz can't wall climb off of. You actually just slide down, so you want to try and avoid those sections.
There. All right, we got through the hard part. We're going to do one more glitch here, but I'm actually going to save for safety, because if I mess this up, it's kind of like that's just a dead run right there. But we can prevent that by doing a safety save. And also, this safety save gives us 2 extra hearts because we slept in a bed instead of sitting on a bench. I know Zik does this in a very different way than I do.
This is my jank controller setup.
Yeah, but personally, you can also just do this.
Zoom.
Whoa!
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that was really cool.
So that's a more like you saw that we did that when we tried to get onto the mountain and
We were
Mount
off
Sajeka.
screen when it was happening.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a much more clear visual representation of like all of the backward speed that you accumulate when you go through saw blades, and then immediately being able to clip through pretty much most walls and most doors and most screens, just from one screen to the very next.
I love that backwards bunny hop going on.
Yeah, because it's so hard to mash that much saw blades on a controller, I actually discovered that you could go where Oz did that save in the tent. You can actually go up over the top of the screen to the save or to the loading zone on the other side, which is a little easier because you don't need to spam saw blades as fast.
Exactly. But right now...
It's Max.
So a bit of a lore update. We are now here. That is Max. He has our child in his hand. And so we are here to just take our daughter back from him.
It's his golden ticket into the paradise that they have built. I don't fully understand how that works, but...
Yeah, the game fleshes out this like paradise known as Avalon that they're going to be going towards later in the game. We're going to get more information about that later. I do want to ask Gabby how she is feeling right now.
I'm confused. I'm a little concerned, but I've been concerned this entire time, I suppose. I mean, I don't know. Concerned? Yeah, I'm just like, okay, where are we going now? This looks like a secret hideout of some kind. What is happening?
Yeah, so we're going to like the this is like the mining system that they built over here, because they are mining very specific materials known as crude. That's actually going to be really important information for later. Remember that.
The baby is so tiny.
Yeah,
she's itty bitty.
Baby is so tiny, and we are here to save her, hopefully. And so right here. You're also good to see that this is kind of a dramatic, so we've been like sitting in this aspect ratio, this like squished aspect ratio for the past like minute, because it's a very dramatic scene. And there's not too much gameplay going on here, and you would think that this is like downtime in the run, but you have to like spam through text, so unfortunately it's just the right amount of like cognizance and stimulation to where like you can't just be on autopilot. You have to keep spamming.
And you have to move in like very weird spots.
Yeah, but with that being said, good news is we're about halfway through the run. Bad news is there's like 4 minutes of cutscene right here. And so, HockeyBabbler, you have a lot of time to just take it away.
Absolutely. I've got a $10 donation from Anarchy who says, "Hi from the back couch. You truly are the GOAT of all time. You work so hard and make the speedrunning community a better place to be in. I am so incredibly proud to watch you up on the big stage once again, and I am very glad to call you my friend. Good luck, trust, and lock in. P.S. Do my hat proud."
Yes, thank you very much for the hat, Anarchy. It doesn't quite fit on my head when it comes to the headphones as well, but I do want to wear it just for a little bit during this cutscene.
This is not looking good for our protagonist right now.
Yeah, this is not doing great. We're essentially got captured by this policeman over here, and Max is taunting us.
Captain Crash, I believe his name is.
Yeah,
We'll get out of here real soon, right?
Yeah, we're gonna get out here soon. No worries, it'll be fine. HockeyBabbler, you have anything more to say?
Absolutely. I just want to let everyone know we did open up the incentive for the CIF boss fight in Void Stranger, which is coming up a little bit later today. It's an optional, extremely difficult encounter that can be unlocked if we can raise $5,000. So just so that everyone's aware on that one.
Thank you so much, HockeyBabbler. So now we're in like a flashback sequence. This is actually the moments right before our wife was killed because she's going to ask us to go get food, and then she'll hear a knock at the door, and that, of course, is Max, who is the person that killed our wife and kidnapped her child. And so this is kind of like the starting sequence of events to kind of, you know, conceive the entire plot that is Murray and his revenge sequences.
Do we ever find out why this has happened in the first place, or is this just...
Yeah, we get a bit more information on that later. It's like a sacrificial thing. So they
with the cult?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Exactly. So this game is kind of split into one part because we get arrested, and now it's 3 years later.
Okay.
Yeah, we said we were going to get here soon, right? I'm actually going to immediately quit the title because there is a small chance that the game can like soft lock if you just keep going in this state. Because since we skipped all of Allendale, the game can be a little bit glitchy once you go into the time skip. Because the game actually, everything in the game, every single map in the game has 2 states, and that is before the time skip and after the time skip. And so continuing through this game, when you skip so much of the first time skip, can make the second half of the game a little bit glitchy. But Zik, where are we? Who are these people?
Yeah, so we are, as Oz mentioned earlier, we were in the in kind of their mining system where they mine the crude, and so since we were captured and held prisoner, we are in the mines, and they are using us to mine crude. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. He'll be fine.
He'll be fine.
And yeah, these are our fellow inmates that are mining crude with us, and that happened. Don't worry about that. But that's our ticket out of here.
I'm gonna worry about it a little bit.
Another big thing is we actually, since we're in prison, we lost our Gunbrella.
Yes.
They took that away from us.
Yeah.
And our
climbing gear.
Climbing gear, yes.
Yeah.
We had boots, which allow us to climb walls.
Yes.
I don't understand why there's money in the boxes in the prison. Between the walls.
I think the better question is, why does she have TNT in herself?
Right, who let her have...
Who let her do this?
How long has she had the TNT? Could she have broken
That is
out this
also
entire
an
time?
excellent question.
That's a great question. I wish we knew.
Was she just waiting for the right moment? Did
I
she
think
know?
so.
I have so many questions now.
I'm going to hold this in case a giant tentacle monster busts through one of our cells.
There won't be any more of those.
Exactly. There won't be any more of those. Anyway, that was Eli, Hogue, and I always forget the woman's name. I think it's Claire, but I don't think that that's right. I'm sure that there's a developer watching right now that could correct me on that, but I'm going to refer to her as Claire, even though I'm 90% sure that it's not her name. But Eli and Hogue are right here. Hogue tells us to go check on Claire. Because she's going to be doing a bit of a reckless decision and just going into the mines in order to get some more crude. And Eli and Hogue just kind of want to escape. I usually almost always get hit by that gorehound right there. I'm surprised that I did not. But in this beginning section, you kind of want to bait these. You kind of want to bait these machines in order to shoot the red barrel over here, because then it'll explode and clear out a bigger path for you. But you also want to be careful because, again, as Zig said, we do not have an umbrella and we do not have any armor or any of our climbing gear. And so it's very easy to just get hit by things, especially because we don't have our standard movement. But we are going to get our climbing gear right here. And right here is the most pivotal decision in the entirety of this game. And we have to choose a very heartbreaking decision, unfortunately. And so right here, Clara is going to give you the decision. You can either mine the crude or leave the crude. She's like, oh, well, if you mine the crude, it's kind of like reparations for all the damages that they did to us while we were in prison, which is great and all. But unfortunately, if we choose to mine the crude, Hogue will get captured by a Wraith and die. And that is the objectively fastest way to beat the game. I'm sorry, Hogue has to die.
Hogue has to die.
Which is the most unfortunate thing about this game. R.I.P. Hogue, your sacrifice was not in vain.
We have to go fast.
Yeah, we have to go fast.
So what's like the significance of crude? I feel like that's. Is it like gas?
Think of it like oil, yeah.
Like oil?
They're taking the land's natural resources
really
for
grab this.
energy. Yeah, and yeah, that's kind of gets into the story of things are not okay because they're doing this.
It's also quite expensive, and so they sell for a lot of money, which is why we need them, because we need more saw blades for later.
Of course.
Of course.
Now we can get our Gunbrella back.
Exactly. Although I do like to spam when you get the Gunbrella because it'll shoot before this cutscene starts. Which is not really supposed to happen.
Yeah. I did want to mention too, you'll notice we got at this cutscene that if you look in the upper left-hand corner, Oz has, you've probably noticed that Oz has health up there, but we also have blue health now. Blue health occurs usually when you take a nap, or certain foods will do it too. Think of it like a shield, essentially. It's like bonus health.
Ooh, come on, this Gorehound, that was just rude, come on.
So it is health that you can only heal in very specific ways.
There we go, perfect.
Nice.
All right, wonderful. All right, yeah, so as I said, you can only get through food or through napping, which is very nice when you have extra stuff in this game. But also, typically in a run, I wouldn't have gotten that because the reason we had the bonus health is because I rested at that one bed in the mountains. But in a run, in just a typical run when you're just grinding, you wouldn't get that because it wastes time.
Do we still have that 3-year-old hawk leg in our inventory too?
Oh, yeah, we do, 100%.
Tasty.
It is.
3-year-old hawk leg.
Oh, gross.
They kept that in a locker.
Oh, yeah,
waiting
all
for
of your
us.
inventory that you get before the time skip stays in your inventory after the time skip.
Fascinating.
Including all the food that you get. It didn't spoil this whole time. But
I don't know
right,
if that's more or
Debatable.
less questionable.
yeah. Well, it helps us. We
It
get
heals
strength from
us.
it anyway.
We don't need to know
And-
if it's
Oh, the
spoiled.
wraiths are back.
Yeah,
Great.
Yeah.
because we mined. Here's the thing. So the game makes you think that because you mined the crude, the wraiths showed up, especially because if you don't mine the crude, the wraith in that first room won't show up. But then every room after that will have a wraith anyway. So it, like, in terms of that, it doesn't really matter. The only reason we get the crude is because it gives us a lot of money.
That
Later.
ice wall at work.
Exactly. Perfect. All right.
Also, the post time skip gorehounds are being very generous with their drops.
They really are.
I heard the complaints. They
I
wanted
kind
to
of would have preferred the pre-time skip Gorehounds to.
They just needed a minute.
Yeah, they did. I mean, it's
years.
always nice to have extra cash, but still. Perfect. All right, we're gonna go through here, and here is Claire and Eli again. And where's Hogue? Oh, he's dead. And Eli is really, really mad at Claire because all she wanted was the crude, and Eli is like really, really upset with her because of it. Rightfully so, because a man died. But
For greed.
For greed, all for Claire's greed. I mean, but also our greed. We really
But
needed it.
we do need the song.
We do need the money. I'm so sorry, Hogue.
I think I saw her name is Connie.
Connie? You might be right. Should we change
your
to,
word for
Should
it.
we change to Connie for the rest of the run?
We could.
Okay, yeah, we'll change to Connie.
Okay, that works.
I don't know if that's right, but we'll stick with it. But yeah, we're gonna follow Connie here. She's gonna give us the crude shards that she mined. And now it is the best sequence in the game, the minecart
let's
sequence.
go.
Let's go!
I don't know what this means, but I'm excited.
It's just minecart.
Riding the minecart.
Allison, you want to explain the minecart sequence?
Oh yeah, the minecart's great. So similar to our other dash movement, we have the minecart. We get to dash through all this as well. We can still jump. We can still float down a bit. We have to dodge a bunch of different enemies, and we can, I believe, even landing on them will hurt them. with
Yeah,
the,
it will, for sure.
How does
So
it work that the umbrella can boost a minecart?
Well, you see the umbrella's a gun.
Noted.
I think we need to suspend our disbelief a little bit here.
A little bit, I
The
guess.
gun. Made
If an
of
umbrella
gun.
can be a gun, then this can happen too, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. You know, if you think about it, Gabby, it's just like Junimo Kart in a weird way.
Is it? I speedrun Stardew Valley for further context.
This is pretty close to Stardew Valley. We just did some mining.
True.
Close.
Exactly.
It's just like Stardew Valley if you squint.
You just squint and turn it upside down and walk away from it a little
Food
bit.
doesn't spoil in that game either.
If Stardew Valley was made of gun.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the bees in this area are actually some of the things that make you like the most annoyed because their movement is RNG, and so if you're like in front of you, they're just gonna grab you every single time. You also don't want to dash the moment that you change screens.
Oh, yes.
Because then
fall right through the
you'll
floor.
fall right through the floor.
And
There's also
luckily,
some of these tentacles that are really close together, and if Oz is just spamming dash, the gun actually won't like reload in time.
I think that's the last one.
The last
All right, we got through the minecart sequence.
Nice,
We'll go.
we did it.
All right. And because we almost died, I'm actually going to save here.
it is really nice that the devs do give us a free save
Yeah.
for each minecart room. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do get a checkpoint in every minecart room, so it's
Yeah.
not the most punishing to die.
Night. All right, we're going through here with Connie and Eli. I'm going to go through, pass through one door here because I'm going to grab a mystery steak. It is as weird as it sounds. What is it made out of? No one knows. But
It's
for
a mystery.
it is a mystery. But for some reason, it's also the item that gives you the most health in the entire game. But it's also really, really expensive. So if you don't need it, you can just sell it for a lot of money. Which in this game we need as much as we can get.
These tentacles really are everywhere.
They really are, aren't they?
Don't worry.
Yeah.
Oh,
Don't worry about
jeez.
it.
I'm worried about it.
We're gonna shoot. You do not want to spam through this specific piece of text.
Oh, yes.
If you spam through it that fast, you will shoot before the tentacle can like get hit by it, and then if you try to jump over it, the tentacle will just keep you trapped underground for like a solid 40 seconds, and it's like the most annoying piece of time loss in the entire world. But now we're going into a boss fight. The second boss fight of the run. And we're going to fight the tentacle monster that's been plaguing us this whole time. Zick, you want to talk about it?
Yeah, so as you can see, since we're going up the elevators, Oz can kind of float around with the umbrella. So you kind of have a little floating boss fight here. And so yeah, the eyeball is the weak point of this boss, and you can kind of get into a little rhythm here of shoot, float, and bob up and down and just keep hitting the eyeball. After a while, yes, it goes into this phase where we'll shoot these, which Oz will just go into a corner, and then we'll get back to shooting the eyeball with her little
I'm sensing a theme here with the bosses.
Oh yeah, their eyes
shoot
are
them?
always, yeah.
Yes.
This one,
Exactly.
unfortunately, I do not believe has a name.
Yeah, I don't think this one does.
Also bees.
Bees.
Just bees.
Bees. Yeah, for some reason he just expels bees. Yeah.
That's horrifying. And it turns into a bullet hell? My goodness. Well,
it does.
Bullet hell. Guns.
Yes, guns.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
We should be able to just kill him right
Yep.
here on this cycle. Perfect. And unfortunately, all right, boss done. Perfect. There we go. Unfortunately, there's really no way to speed up that boss past it because every single, it's not based on the amount of damage that a weapon does. Every single time that you hit the boss, it will do the exact same amount of damage no matter what weapon you use. And so, you could shoot an entire grenade at him, it will do the exact same amount of damage as you just shooting it with a shotgun. And so, unfortunately, unless we were finding a way to, exit the mines completely, there's really no way to speed up that boss past what it was. But even then, it's really difficult to just do that in 3 cycles because the boss's attacks can be really, really annoying. What's the lore update we have? Allison, do you remember the lore of this game?
So now that we're leaving prison, we're actually going back to the town. And we're still trying to save our baby, who's probably less of a baby now. It's just been 3 years later.
This is a toddler at this point, I think.
Yeah.
The world is basically, if you're familiar with Final Fantasy VI, the world is basically the Dark World now.
Yeah.
The world is very not okay anymore.
Oh,
3
was there
years
an
later.
apocalypse?
There was.
While we weren't
Yeah,
in
there's
prison?
pretty
Oh,
much.
wait, no, that was a joke.
There was quite literally an apocalypse.
It's actually a disaster.
The raids have
world
kind of all the demons and the raids have kind of plagued the world, and also you can kill them now. This priest is actually going to be shooting this guy with holy pellets, which means they will get rid of the raids permanently. that is actually not important to what we're about to do at all.
It's very cool, but
It's very cool. It's part of the plot, and we're just gonna skip it entirely because the rates we don't really care about them, unless you're playing all hearts, in which case we do care about them. But like I don't care about them in this category.
We just need our kid.
We just need our kid. That's all we need. Yes, we're gonna go back to Allendale. Once again, Allendale has a lot of good stuff in it. We're gonna skip all of it because it's just gonna be used as a transitional area.
It's got Bill's Pills.
Yeah, it's got Bill's Pills, and that's the only thing that we need. Believe it or not, in this run, you go through Allendale 3 separate occasions purely to get Saw Blades and then move to the next area.
And my favorite dialogue in the game, Rabadebo.
Rabadebo. All right, wonderful. All right, we're gonna go back to Super Bill's Pills here. Do not confuse it with Bill's Pills. Rabadebo. Okay, we're gonna sell everything.
Not the Hawk's leg.
Yes, we're unfortunately gonna sell
$0.
I'm gonna buy one. Actually, we're gonna like load up on Saw Blades, of course. And then I'm gonna buy a bandage for safety. All right.
Probably fair.
Yeah. All right. Wonderful. And now we're gonna go straight into the train sequence, in which then we're gonna be going to a factory. But Zik, what exactly is it that we're skipping with the Saw Blade skip that we're about to do?
I actually don't remember this part of the game.
I'm pretty sure it's
We
like,
skip it.
we skip it, exactly. You're so right. You're so real for that, actually. But first of all, well, actually, I'll explain it after I do it. Hold up.
Yeah.
Zoom. Perfect.
That's
Wonderful.
never getting old. That is so cool. I'm sorry.
It's great. You just spam K and left click. It's a beautiful glitch.
was
We're gonna
gonna
do
It's
it.
It's quick.
cult, but it's more of the
Yeah.
people that can destroy the wraiths have their own
Like cult.
There's
There's a second cult in town.
Another cult has
yeah.
arrived in the town.
If I
Yeah.
remember correctly, you have to choose to like help them or not help them.
Yeah, there's
if you wanna
a
get through
long
here.
thing, like a long quest that you have to do with normally where you're supposed to like go through and you talk to a bunch of NPCs and like then you need to talk to like the leader of this cult and
Yeah, I vaguely remember talking to the leader of the cult.
Why are there so many
then you
cults?
get a key.
Yeah. It's the apocalypse.
Yeah, it is the end of the world.
But there was a cult before the apocalypse.
I mean, theoretically, you could argue that there's like 3 or 4 cults in this game, but those are the 2 main
An
ones.
apocalypse
Okay.
has to start somehow.
I guess.
So we're on a train now.
Yes, we are. And once again, the most annoying things about this train are the sorcerers, without a doubt.
Yes. Because since these screens scroll, their bullets will follow you through the entire screen. Also, kind of like how Oz was talking about Mount Sujeka has bottomless pits you can die in. If Oz falls onto the train tracks, you will die.
Yeah, it's insta-death.
Yes.
That makes sense. I feel like
So you have
that's.
to avoid the gap.
But thankfully, every single time that you pass a screen, it does a save point. So it's not like if you die once at the very end, you have to start the whole train sequence over. But it's still annoying to deal with, unfortunately.
There's also, we're going to be coming up on a boss fight here at the end of the train.
Oh, it's like one of the hardest boss fights in the game, actually. And so
But we got the bandage
yeah, exactly.
for safety.
We're gonna shoot the sorcerers here. We only have a few more to go through, and all right, this should be it. All right, so this next boss fight is called Mama. There was Baby, and now there's Mama. We also skipped another boss fight called Nephew. Okay, so Mama's about to start. We're gonna see if we can get the quick kill on her right here. Yeah, and that's
Nailed it.
beautiful. That's Mama right there.
Sorry about that.
So yeah, you don't actually fight Mama. She just dies in the plot of the game because she was dumb and didn't see that there was a wall behind her.
Always check your surroundings, folks.
Exactly. So this is the processing plant, and so now in this processing plant, the reason that we're in this processing plant is because someone in Allendale is going to send us through a shipping container in order to get to Avalon, which is the final area of the game. It's to ship us overseas, we have to find
where our child is.
Yes, of course, and we are going to finding a shipping label in order to put it on the container and then go through on the ship. But we get introduced to some new enemies, including these snipers. The snipers will typically drop rifle rounds, and usually in every room that you have a sniper, it's like a locked room that you have to defeat all the enemies in. For the most part, there are some exceptions like this room right here.
Just say, can these guys randomly drop saw blades?
On
Or is it the future?
occasion, on very rare occasion.
Yeah.
Speaking of saw blades,
Oh yeah, saw blades.
perfect.
That one's tricky.
That's like the hardest one.
Kind of stuck in that little turret room sometimes.
Yeah.
I have only known this glitch for 5 minutes. but it's my favorite.
Also, very, very conveniently, for some reason, there is a shop in the middle of this dungeon, or in the middle of the processing plant. I do not know why.
They sell saw blades conveniently.
Yeah, and it's incredibly convenient for us. This is more of a normal use for saw blades right here, and a much clearer distinction of what saw blades do and how they rack up speed. So in this, I'm going to be so real. In the processing plant, we're going to be killing a lot of enemies, mainly because there are two specific enemies: the sticky bombers, which of course drop sticky bombs, and then the flamethrowers, which drop flamethrower fuel. Both of those items we need to stack up on a lot in order to get the quick kills for two bosses that will come later in the game. And so those are some pretty important things that we're going to be seeing, and so you're going to be seeing me go out of my way a good bit to kill those two particular types of enemies, especially the flamethrower guys, which we are going to be seeing right here as our introduction to them.
It's also important to note that processing plant is kind of almost shut down. Things aren't moving, and you're supposed to go turn things on like the conveyor belts, and by doing the saw blade skip that Oz did earlier at the beginning through the wall, you actually skip turning on the conveyor belts in the processing plant, which actually makes movement around the area a lot easier.
So you would think that like the rest of the saw, or rest of the hooks, or rest of the hydraulic presses or the treadmills in this entire area will move like after the areas in which you turn them on. But no, the game actually checks to make sure that you turned on all of the things and turned on all the switches to actually make the hooks and the treadmills work. And so even if you skip that section, none of them in the rest of the factory are going to work. Oh no. I don't like this at all.
That's not looking
I'm going
good.
to be. Oh, I have a. Well, you have this for a reason.
Yeah.
I was going to like play it a little bit risky because you get a save point right here, and then I was just going to die, but it's fine. I brought the bandage for a reason.
Might as well use it.
Yeah. So we're going to get through here, and this is the only piece of the factory that we're actually going to be turning on, which is the hydraulic presses. If you have a bajillion saw blades in the entire world and a not limited inventory, you could theoretically just do saw blades throughout the entire sequence, but unfortunately, that's not the reality that we live in, and so we have to make sure that the hydraulic presses can actually open up for us. And this is also a room where you have to kill all of the enemies.
Dodging the hydraulic presses is a lot easier when the conveyor belts aren't moving, though.
Yeah, that's 1,000% true. Allison, is there anything more you want to say about this exact area that we're in, based on your experience with it?
Yeah, we used to not have, when we first started doing this run, we didn't actually do the saw blade strat, so we did everything mostly as intended.
You can get through that before the hydraulic press goes through.
But yeah, saw blade just completely rerouted everything in the game. We saved 15 minutes in the early game. We saved so much time in here. It's just, they're so good.
Zoom in.
Okay, so I'm just going to be saving here for safety right there. You want to get through this guy before he goes up. Skips the entirety of that room right there. And that's one thing I love about the processing plant is the movement that you have to do in this area, especially with all the quick movements you have to do in order to catch all the hydraulic presses and stuff. Oh, unfortunate, but that's fine. We had saved for a reason.
Yeah, all the movement in this game is not only looks so cool, but it's very fun to do.
It really is. I absolutely love the movement in this game. There's just a huge shout out to Doing Soft for making such a beautiful game with beautiful movement. Speaking of, I really want to shout out Doing Soft for being so supportive of this beautiful community and everything that they've done. And I really appreciate the amount of support that they've had especially for this run getting on GDQ. Before we get into this next boss, HockeyBabbler, do you want to read out one, maybe two more donations?
Absolutely. I've got a $15 donation from Elite Spud, who says, "Good morning, Oz, and thank you for the invite. Best of luck, friend."
Thank you so much, Elite Spud.
I also have a $100 donation from the Nether Guardian, who says, "That Pikmin diorama looks awesome. Had to donate today as I'm off work with a doctor's note so I can watch all day instead of just listen. Dono goes to the Sif boss fight because hard boss fights are awesome."
Thank you so much, HockeyBabbler. So we're going to go into this next boss fight. I'm just going to save here for safety again. And we're going to be, once again, as you guessed it, pulling out the saw blades. And so he's going to go through like a whole monologue right here. And so there's like this mini boss before the actual boss. The actual boss is the police guard himself. But first he's going to try and kill us with this machine gun that he has right here. But this particular section, we're just going to be skipping with saw blades. You need more saw blades than usual for this because this is a thick wall you got to go through. But you know, this should be fine. Wonderful.
Amazing.
Away we go.
And then we're gonna switch over to the. Also, for some reason, when you go through that one, it heals all of your like health for some reason. I don't know why.
I'll take it.
Oh, we take those.
This guy
wins.
doesn't have a name, right?
No, this one is unnamed.
Yeah.
This one is particularly unnamed. But
Guard number 1.
yeah. And so we got through the first section of that boss, and now the second section of this boss should ideally take 4 seconds. So do you want to explain the quick kill? Why should I do it?
Yeah, so, yep, we have it. Oh, he kind of got away here. But yeah, we have the flamethrower, and we're just going to spam the flamethrower rounds.
Hold
Oh, he got away.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
Is
Yeah,
that
he came back
also
down.
a gun? That's an umbrella. And the gun?
Yes.
And a
Again?
flamethrower.
Okay, so the lore behind it is that only policemen in this universe are supposed to have umbrellas.
Yes.
Okay.
And yeah, we just conveniently have one that was left at our house. But yeah, using the flamethrower rounds, you can kind of just spam the flamethrower rounds and it interrupts all of his actions. So you can, in theory, get him stuck there right at the beginning and just hold the flamethrower until he dies.
Yeah, the fastest way you can kill that boss is 4 seconds. Honestly, that was still a pretty quick kill. Like, he didn't actually get an attack out.
Yeah, but he
just did-
zooms off screen. He sometimes like comes up the left and shoots bullets and comes up the right and shoots bullets. But he conveniently just came back down, which was nice.
which is very nice. I'm going to see if there's anything that I can sell and get a little bit more saw blades. You don't. I only need it for one. I only absolutely need it for one particular section, and so I'm not going to be too stressed if I don't get enough money.
At least like 20, right?
Yeah.
20 to 25.
Yeah. Okay. Then
You have a few
buy.
extra sticky bombs.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine. That should be fine.
Yeah.
We're good. Wonderful. Bye, Bill. This is the last time we're going to see Bill. Everyone say bye, Bill.
Bye, Bill.
Bye, Bill.
Thank you.
Rabadebo.
Rabadebo. So right here, we're going to go to Avalon. Our friend Marl, who we would have known if we had gone through Allendale the first 2 times.
We're best friends.
Well, we're best friends, exactly.
I don't know why, but we're best friends.
But we gave her the shipping label that we need in order for the container to get shipped over to Avalon. Avalon is the final stretch of the game, and so I'm very happy to be getting here so quickly. So right here, we're just going to be hiding in this area, and as soon as we get shipped off, we're going to be starting the Avalon section. Avalon is a bit of a, like, the only, like, true part of the game where it's, like, a little bit of downtime, which I am not going to complain about at all. And there's a bit of movement, a bit of dialogue, but then it's, like, the calm before the storm, which you have a little bit of a downtime before 2 really difficult bosses.
You will notice that Oz did hold on to mostly all of the sticky bombs in that shop, and those are going to come into handy in the future. So it's important we don't sell all of those.
Yeah, you do not want to sell those. Those are going to be very useful for one of the bosses that we're going to be dealing with up in Avalon. So going straight through here, a small little cutscene here through Avalon. Ideally, this should take like Avalon in itself should take like around 9 minutes, starting from when you killed the final boss or when you killed the last boss. And so this should we should be ending relatively soon here after this main
Poor
section.
guy.
So yeah, what exactly is Avalon, Zick or Allison, if you remember the plot here?
Yeah, Avalon is this is their paradise. So as we said, the world is in like an apocalyptic state, but there's this like bubble in the world where all the rich or privileged people have come to just live out their lives in luxury and shield themselves from the darkness of the world. So these people are just completely sheltered from the outside world.
But to get here, unfortunately, you need to create some kind of sacrifice. And not the most ethical.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming this is like cult stuff.
Oh yeah, 1000%.
Oh yeah.
Not a lot of ethical cults out there.
Yeah, exactly. And so right here, we're going to be paying attention to these 2 brothers right here because they're kind of reluctant. There's just like a huge ceremony that's going to be coming up. There's going to be a sacrifice at that ceremony. And so these 2 brothers are kind of like reluctant in order to go to there. In order to go to the ceremony, and so we have to talk to them, and that's kind of like going to start a side quest that leads us to the final area of this game, which is inside of Avalon Hotel.
And conveniently, like Oz mentioned, it's good because it's important. the Gunbrella is like it's like your badge. It's your sign. You're a police officer. So a lot of these people are trusting us because we have the Gunbrella. So like, oh, he's an officer.
Yeah,
Must be an undercover officer.
Go check on my brother, please.
Yeah.
Yes. I will say this is a part of the game where your brain can easily go on autopilot, and I hate like accidentally losing time because it goes on autopilot. Because you're supposed to talk to the guy outside, talk to the guy inside, and then talk to the guy outside again. But sometimes I will just go straight to the next area with forgetting to talk to this guy the second time, which is an unfortunate thing to lose time to. But I've definitely lost time to it before. But we're going to go through a little bit of dialogue, and before that, and after that, we're going to go into some boss fights. And so, HockeyBabbler, if you have anything to say, now would probably be like a good final stretch of time.
Absolutely. I've got a $5 donation from Chibi Carrera that says, Ozmourn, congrats on getting Gunbrella into GDQ. Good luck with your run and good luck with your panel this week.
Thank you so much, Chibi Carrera.
I've also got a $25 donation from Salbo saying, go Ozmourn, sending good RNG and love from the meme team.
Thank you so much. You can keep going.
I have a $15 donation from Latino Loki that says, I tried to give a gun pun a shot, but I couldn't think of a high caliber one.
Great.
A $10 donation from trainer Anade that says, always great seeing you on the big stage. Have fun and shoot that umbrella.
Thank you so much, Anade. That's amazing. So now that we've talked to these brothers right here, we're going to go straight down into the next main area of Avalon, which is the Avalon Hotel. And so right here, we're going to talk to this guy, give us an access card that we just got from one of the brothers who works at the laboratory downstairs. You want to be careful that you're not spamming through here because you want to choose the right floor. And so just want to keep that in mind. And you only want to click here like once, because if you spam through it, you're going to accidentally click the elevator button again, which is never something that's fun to lose time to. Again, I'm going to save here just for safety. But now we're going to do a little bit of cutscene. We're going to introduce to the second to last boss, which is Officer Crash. So we said it was?
Yes.
Wonderful. But there's a specific way that I want Officer Crash to go. And so this is the only time. Technically, the other boss that we did had like a manipulation in order to make sure that he doesn't move, but that's much harder to perform. We haven't really found like a consistent way to make that happen every single time. But this particular boss manipulation that we're going to be doing with Officer Crash is consistent, works every single time, and we have thankfully made it the objectively fastest way to beat the game. So he's going to give us a huge speech as to Avalon, the work that Avalon is doing, and all the fun things that Avalon is getting up to.
Fun is a strong.
Yeah, I use that word very purposefully. You know, fun things like child sacrifice, stuff like that. Yeah.
The villainous monologue, if you will.
Yeah, the villainous monologue, and then we're just going to kill him. He is a tanky boy, though. So this particular boss manipulation, while it is the fastest way, it still takes a bit. And I want to see if Zik can explain it while I...
Yeah, I'd like to say that this boss is like a dance. Oz is going to be moving in specific ways to trigger Captain Crash here to do specific attacks. You want him to do this long range, just fire his gun, because as you can see, it's a classic case of stop hitting yourself. If you are too close to Crash before he attacks, he may do a different thing, and if you're way too far away, he may do a different thing. So Oz is going to stay far, reflect the bullets, get close, so he does this jumping attack, and then jump back again, so it's a dance of going far to in to back to in to back to in to bait the specific attacks that he wants to see.
That's true. But what happens if you go too far close to him or too far away?
Is that the zipping attack where he zips back and forth? Yeah, where he'll like zip across the room. Yeah. Which you just don't want to see it. Because again, doing it this way.
If you do it too close, that happens. But if you do it too far away, he'll zip across the room, and also like grenades will fall from the sky.
Yes, the grenades.
Which is the most annoying thing about this boss fight if you mess that up.
But as you can see, if you do it this way, he is doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah, exactly. This should be the last one. Yep. Boss manipulation, good. There we go. Perfect. Wonderful. So Crash is now gonna die, and he is gonna drop his card that will give us access to the top floors of the hotel.
It's funny when you speed run the game enough that, you know, anything outside of the run, you're like, I haven't seen it in so long. I don't think I remember.
And these next rooms, we're gonna go through 3 rooms where we have to kill all the enemies in order to progress.
And specifically, these are officers that also have a Gunbrella, which can also reflect your bullets back at you.
I don't like these guys at all.
They're very annoying.
So again, this is the elevator sequence, and all my homies hate the elevator sequence.
Oh, yes.
So we're going to be skipping it. It just takes too long. I don't feel like doing it. There we go. Perfect.
Very nice. Oh, that's so cool.
And we're going to be using the last few saw blades that we have just to get a bit more momentum here on the end. And before we get this last cutscene.
The Wraiths are back.
The Wraiths are back. Perfect. Oh, well, that wasn't that much momentum, but it's fine.
Got a little bit of speed.
Perfect. We're going to grab a few more things here. We're going to grab this. Actually, I'm going to save just for some safety.
And you get the health.
Yes, we do get the health.
Bonus health.
This safety save takes a little bit more time than I would appreciate it to, but we do need the health.
I love how there are alarms going off and everything is really loud and you just laid down to take a nap.
Oh, yeah.
Just saw the Wraiths. We're like, you know what? I think this is a great time to take a
and
nap.
the Wraiths are very polite for letting us do this, you know?
Yeah,
Instead
right.
of just going to kill us.
Respectful.
So I'm going to go through here. Time should be coming up in hopefully just like a few minutes right here. So we're going to be going through here, and then we're going to go through a small cutscene here with Max, and then we're going to be going to the final boss.
Oh, she's grown up now.
She is grown up.
More
grown than a newborn. You know.
She's a toddler.
Yeah, exactly.
She can walk.
But this is like a really funny sequence because he's just like, oh, she's like, I'm her father now. He's just like, what are you gonna do? Shoot me in front of your daughter? And then we shoot him.
Shoot him immediately.
Immediately shoot him in front of our daughter. Yeah, she's whining and because she doesn't recognize us. She's very scared. But then he threatens us, and then boom.
What are you gonna do? Shoot me?
Exactly, and then we do. It's like, yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm going to go a little bit over here. Boom.
Yes.
Grab this grenade. We're gonna start with 3 grenades, some rifle rounds, and of course the sticky bombs that we got from the processing plant. The sticky bombs are like the most important part of this battle.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's important to mention that the sticky bombs are a ammo type where you can shoot it at an enemy, it'll stick to them, and then a different button will trigger it to blow up. But you can continually throw sticky bombs at an enemy before blowing it up. So Oz is just gonna be stacking these sticky bombs up on the boss.
This is true. And so Max is going to be dramatic. He's going to die, but then he's going to get turned into a demon.
He had a lot of ketchup in his pocket.
Is that all?
Yeah. That's
it.
That's
Yeah.
it. He's just going to turn into a demon. What else is there?
Oz, does this boss have a name?
Yeah. People call him Max, but there's baby, there's nephew, there's mama, and the last thing that he says, specifically to your daughter, because he views himself as her father, is once he becomes his demon, he says, "Come to daddy," and so his real name is supposed to be Daddy. This boss fight is called Daddy. I missed. No, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, that one did hit.
It did hit.
Okay,
yeah.
Perfect.
Sticky bomb time.
Sticky bomb time. I'm just gonna spam all of my sticky bombs. If you stand like right here, usually some of his attacks will not get to you unless it's like these guys, because they'll home in on you. But it's fine because we got a lot of health here. And honestly, I think
that should be good.
That should be good. That is time.
GG. Very good run.
Wonderful. A wee bit overestimate, but it's all right. But I really enjoy that run. Yeah, that last boss, you can just quickly kill him by shooting through grenades and then just tanking him with all the sticky bombs that you got. That's why the sticky bombs from the processing plant were that important. But that is Gunbrella, 90%. I absolutely want to thank first and foremost my commentators for being here. Zick for running the game, Allison for running it one time, and then blackheartwings for being the blind commentator of the bunch. They're all amazing friends of mine, and I would absolutely love. I wouldn't have it any other way for sure. I absolutely loved having them. I would also like to shout out, of course, Doinksoft for making such an amazing game. They are absolutely wonderful developers, hugely supportive of the speedrunning community, and have made a game that has a lot of really good movement and a lot of really good boss fights. Like, just a lot of really good.
Hang on, wait, what just?
What?
Did you just die? And did she?
Oh, yeah, we
what
died.
just
She just.
Oh, yeah, we
away
died.
she goes. She took the gun and left.
Yeah.
Well, the umbrella.
Yeah, she took the umbrella. Yeah, yeah. Like, did you? I don't know what you expect. You know?
Not that.
Yeah, but yeah, we die. And then the daughter just uses an umbrella to get to safety. But yeah, a game by Doinksoft. Thank you so much to Doinksoft for an amazing game and for making a game that's an amazing speedrun and for being so supportive. My name is Ozmourn. You can follow me on twitch.tv/Ozmourn. I stream once in a blue moon, but I'm pretty active on Twitter or in just the speedrunning community in general. But yeah, that is all for me. My commentators want to do some quick shout-outs before we head out.
I just wanted to say stay tuned for our Sly Cooper block coming up.
Woo! Yeah, if you didn't get enough of Zig, he's going to be here for like the next 2 hours. But yeah, Allison?
I've got to run tonight and during the sleigh block, so come watch for Birds Aren't Real.
Yes, and blackheartwings?
Thank you for having me. This is a lot of fun. If you are on site and if you are Latino, Hispanic, you should come to the panel that's at Friday at 4 o'clock. You should come and check us out because Oz and I will both be there.
Yes. It's Director's Row 3 right here outside the stream room for those are here in person. But yeah, that's all from me. Again, thank you to GDQ for having me back once again. I absolutely loved doing runs for y'all. And I'm very glad that we were able to show this runoff because it's an amazing game. But yeah, that's all from me. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for everyone who donated. And I hope you all have a wonderful time. Good luck to Zik for the rest of the Sly Cooper block. And I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. I'll see you all around. Bye.